guys. Hello. Hi. Oh, I can see you're quite a few to start. Thanks for joining. So we're going to spend 2 minutes to wait for everyone to be online with us and cook a stew tonight. I'm super happy because Merci Marcel has proposed me to share this 30 minutes to cook a healthy stew while we're all in circuit breaker in Singapore, and coucou Silo Deco. And we are all spending lots of time at home cooking for our family and loved ones. So I'm French. I founded Chickpea&Berries to actually share with you healthy vegetarian and vegan cooking recipes. So tonight is about healthy yet yummy food, pantry friendly. You all got the ingredient list, so hopefully you've got everything. I'll give you some alternatives if you couldn't find everything. And I think we give people maybe 1 minute more to join, and then I will start the recipe. So basically, an exercise video. Ah no, sorry, the exercise video is not today. It's a cooking class. The program is planned every Sunday, I believe. So next Sunday you'll have the exercise planning. Okay, hi Cecilie. Okay, so I guess maybe 1 more minute, but we're gonna start this healthy stew. Some of you who are living in Singapore will understand why we did this stew, because it's been raining a lot recently, and we thought this was going to be some comfort food to make using like very basic ingredients. It's a one-pot kind of dish, so it's super easy. It's very versatile, and you can also like change a few ingredients. So I'm sure you will manage to make it very easily and have a nice dinner with your family tonight. Okay, if you have any question, just like pop a comment. If I manage during the cooking time, I will answer, and otherwise I just answer later on through Merci Marcel on my own Instagram account. Okay, so hello Juliette. So we are gonna start this recipe by preparing our mise en place. So I cheated a little bit. I gave you the ingredient list, not all the quantities. So while I'm going through the ingredients, you're going to need to work a little bit. In the recipe, you need to use onions, and actually it's calling me on the same time on this device. My husband is going to call this person, so it's not interrupted again. It's actually my mom. I think she's got trouble to get on the Instagram, so I apologize for that. At the fun of doing something live. So yeah, basically you need to dice 1 yellow onion. So just if you have only red onions, just dice the red onions. You should make a small dice like that using like a basic chef knife. Ensure it's like regular in the shape, so that you know you can have a regular cooking when you're going to cook it in your pan later on. Okay. So 1 medium onion, either red or yellow, whatever, but we need 1 medium onion in the recipe. You also need to start preparing your garlic, because after the onion we will add garlic. So you would need 3 garlic cloves or 2 very large ones, okay? If you have something to crush it, everyone is saying cuckoo, yes, yes. I say cuckoo to friends actually right now. So yeah, if you have this is very convenient to crush your garlic. If you don't have anything like that, just mince your garlic. You need to make like very thin garlic mince for the recipe to stir fry it a little bit later on. Okay? So you should all be like dicing your onion or already mincing your garlic. Okay? I give you a bit of time to do that. Why did I prepare my mise en place? Just because it's not didn't want to work with you guys. It's just that I thought it would be a nice way to introduce you all the ingredients, and also because I strongly advise you, whenever you're cooking a recipe that you don't know, to just like always prepare it nicely like that. It avoids many mistakes afterwards, and then once all the ingredients are ready, you just pour things, and you don't need to worry anymore about the recipe. So it's a good thing I learned from my cooking lessons, and when nice certified. So definitely I would advise you to do that. And that's why I'm not working right now and you must be working at home. But this is very easy, right? So the onion and the garlic are ready, I believe. The last thing I'm going to ask you to mince is your ginger. Okay, so in the recipe you're going to need 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger. This is very important. It's you know, a Moroccan inspired stew, so we're going to use ginger and spices which are going to give the flavor that we want. And also it's very good for anti-inflammatory, and you know, right now we're trying to work also on our health when we are cooking. So definitely I advise you to use fresh ginger. If you couldn't find any, you can replace with a powdered one, but then it's much stronger. The taste will be slightly different, but in any case, don't use 2 tablespoons of the grounded one. You should just use like half a tablespoon, I would say, okay, or even a bit less. So maybe start with like a bit less than half a tablespoon, and then you could add a little bit more if when you taste it you find you need a little bit more kick, right? Okay, so your onions should look like that. If you have your kids with you, don't give them the onions to dice, but they can help you preparing the recipe also. That's pretty easy, right? The garlic and the ginger, okay? So the 2 tablespoons ginger, your onions and your garlic. Last thing we are preparing together for the moment is your spices. So as I mentioned, we are traveling to Morocco. We all need to travel, so I didn't want to make like something too Asian because I'm currently in Singapore, or something obviously French. I felt like I wanted to travel to the Mediterranean, so Moroccan was my inspiration for today. So I'm using cinnamon, I'm using turmeric, paprika, and I'm also using cumin. Okay, so I'm just going to give you the quantities you need of each of the spices. So basically for the cumin it's 1.5 teaspoon, not a tablespoon please. For the cinnamon it's 1 teaspoon. For the curcuma or turmeric it's 1/4 of a teaspoon, and then paprika should be also 1/4. In case you want it to be a bit more spicier, I won't do it because I'm eating it with my kids later on, and I've got a lot of cuckoo, so not a lot of questions but a lot of people joining. Hi guys. So yeah, so add some chili flakes if you're more into a spice kind of dish, even if your kids like it. Mine are so, even though they've been living in Asia for many years now, so I will omit the chili flakes, but feel free to add some if you want that nice little spice taste, okay? So just a recap for those who join, we have 1 onion diced, 2 large garlic cloves that are minced or crushed. We have 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger, minced also, and we have our spices, okay? So the cumin, the cinnamon, the curcuma, turmeric, and also we have our paprika and optional chili flakes, okay? So basically here we have everything, so we can start the recipe. We're gonna do it, I'm just showing you what I'm gonna use to do this, which is my super nice heavy like la cocotte, which came from France with me when we traveled here. If you don't have something like that, just don't worry, use a regular pan, providing like it's wide enough. So you should have a wide one and not like a round pot that's super hot, super tall, or not the one you use to make your pasta, for instance, okay? Use something in which your vegetables can have enough space, like to, you know, cook at the same time and properly, okay? Because they're gonna absorb the liquid and you want them to be like all with the same quantity of liquid and cook nicely, okay? And this pan is very good because it's got a lid. So if you can also find something on which you can put a lid, that will be even better for that kind of thing, okay? So we're gonna start the recipe. I'm just gonna move this. So I hope you all have all your ingredients ready. It's taking a little bit of time to start this big thing here. Wish me good luck. Yeah, great, worked. Okay. So you need to heat a little bit your pan. Just put it on medium heat. So before adding the oil, you don't want it to be too hot. but it needs to be hot before you add the oil, okay? And we're gonna add 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil, extra virgin please, if you can. Well, obviously it's a Mediterranean dish, so olive oil is like the evidence. It's also super good for its nutritional value, and we are not like gonna roast it super high in the oven, so it's still good from a like temperature standpoint. If you don't want to use olive oil, you could use avocado oil, which is also super good with healthy fats, or also coconut oil. I would really advise one of these three, and my preference going for the extra virgin olive oil. Don't use, please, canola or sunflower or that kind of seed oil, which are definitely not so good from a health point. Okay, so olive oil, I guess everyone has it. Extra virgin is really better. So just now it should be warm, so just pour it in your pan. Okay. So I'm not so sure you can see, but there's not much interesting to see right now in my pan anyway. So I'm just ensuring I transfer that. And I'm going to need my wooden spoon, okay, and then stirring a little bit to coat the bottom of the pan. Hey, hi guys, hi. And so I'm just going to start adding the onions, okay. It's always the first one to go in the pan usually, so we're going to add them. So we keep a medium-low temperature, so you just hear a nice drizzle, but it should still be like very, very quiet, and you want to stir to coat your onions with the oil, and really ensure that you're going to stir for like 4 minutes, something like that. So the onions are starting to be translucent, but you don't want them to like start burning and be brownish, because if it's the case, then you will feel some bitterness afterwards in your dish, right? So just make sure you coat properly your onions for roughly 4 minutes. I haven't put any timer, but that's more or less what we're going to do. Okay, and while I'm doing that, we're just going to prepare the next ingredient that will go in this pan, which will be the sweet potatoes. Okay, so sweet potatoes, let me show you. You have different kinds. So the purple ones, I would advise you to use them more for like sweet bakings. They are very sweet, they are a bit harder in the flesh, but when you roast them in the oven, or if you use them for some bakes, they are very, very good. They are the Japanese ones. Those ones are from Australia, but you find a lot in also the US or in the area. We do find a lot here in Asia. In any case, those ones are like much softer, so I think it works better in that kind of stew. But if you only found those ones, no problem, just switch for those ones. You're going to need 2 medium. Those ones are a little small, okay, so this is a bit small. I used a bigger one, but I don't have a sample of the bigger anymore. Approximately 420 grams altogether. And so you're going to peel them and then dice them. And I want you to make like little dice like that, okay, this size, which is going to be important again, because if it's not regular, they're not going to cook the same, okay? It's pretty simple to understand. So the dicing thing is something I struggle with sometimes, even if I've done a lot. So I can understand, and for those ones you should use a big knife, like a big chef knife like this, which may make it easier. Don't cut yourself right now, but take your time, make nice dices, just ensure it's regular. And approximately 420 grams altogether. So